Welcome to Highly Quarantined. We've got a baller here with stairs, a staircase in New York, and we've also got Dominique Foxworth. He's joining us from his trophy room. Let's get started with some football questions.
You got a park behind you.
I do. You guys can't even see.
Look at the refrigerator, and I guarantee that trash can open without you touching it.
That's right.
Why is your trash can right next to your refrigerator, though? Can we talk about that? I don't know if you heard, but it's a virus out here.
Should the Bucs bring on Antonio Brown to appease Tom Brady?
Dominique calls this story Bologna. I pronounce that baloney. I don't pronounce it Bologna, but I want this story to be true. Adam Schefter is reporting that a lot of people want to play for the Bucs now that Tom Brady is there, and the Washington Post is throwing out the idea that Antonio Brown would want to be there. And if I'm Tom Brady and I'm win now, and if I'm Tampa Bay and I'm win now because of how old my quarterback is, obviously I want Antonio Brown. I understand all of the reservations, but the only reason this guy is available to anybody is because of all the reservations. So if I'm Tom Brady, he doesn't seem to be one of the people who's ever had a problem with Antonio Brown. I think if Antonio Brown had stayed in New England and not combusted, Tom Brady might still be in New England because he would have been a helpful fountain of youth there. But of course, if I'm Tom Brady and I have a good relationship with Antonio Brown, I want as much talent as possible around me.
But you said there are some reservations. Your assumption is that those reservations do not inhibit you from winning now. I think that he doesn't necessarily help this team. And I don't believe anybody who's trying to present this to me that Tom Brady actually likes Antonio Brown or Tom Brady wants to be his friend or he cares about him or he loves him or he wants him around. Tom Brady had a conditional relationship with Antonio Brown. When he needed a receiver, he loved Antonio Brown and he was willing to do what it took to get him on his team. He no longer needs receivers. I don't imagine that Tom Brady thinks it's worth the risk to bring Antonio Brown into that locker room, especially considering the fact that he has two Pro Bowl caliber receivers. Not to mention the history that AB has with Bruce Arians. They go back to their time with the Steelers where they had plenty of beef and blow-ups. So I can't imagine that there's anybody in there that thinks that this team, I think they get better talent-wise, but I'm not sure that they get better on-field product with Antonio Brown in that locker room and what that does to the relationships there. And even on the field, Antonio Brown is not happy when he doesn't get the rock. You know who else is not happy when they don't get the rock? Every other receiver in America, especially those two number ones that they have on that roster already. So this doesn't make sense to me. It will be fun. I'd love to see it happen, to be exciting. And I guess we also have to consider the fact that AB got a suspension looming. They're not going to let him back in the league with rape allegations and sexual assault allegations without making him serve some sort of suspension. So I don't get the value of adding AB to the situation down in Tampa.
Yo, this is pretty simple. The Patriots needed receivers. The Bucs do not. Problem solved. They got two tight ends. They got two receivers. They don't need this dude, and they don't need the drama that winds up coming with him. And I have to say this. This is one thing I love about those of us who cover and follow this sport. We love to chastise teams when they make a move like bringing in Antonio Brown in spite of and talk about all they care about is winning, da-da-da. But a glimmer of an idea of Antonio Brown coming back to play for them. And here we are at our houses charged up just to talk about the very idea. And then if a team were to sign him, the finger wagging would begin. We are not slick.
I had forgotten that Bruce Arians was the first one to put his voice on I would not want Antonio Brown. That was last year. I'd forgotten all about that. He put his voice on that.
Yeah, like, he know that dude. Like, Tom Brady worked with him for a little while. Bruce Arians is like, nah, bro, that was trouble then, right? We ain't even talking about now. Antonio Brown, and to be fair, given that we didn't really see him play that much last year, he might be the third best receiver on the Bucs. Like, their receiver game is strong.